We've been living on Earth for 45 million centuries, or more commonly, 4.5 billion years. Although our Sun still has a long way to go before it reaches the end of its life. This century will certainly be remembered for centuries to come. Will this be the first time we probe other planets? Perhaps make contact with extraterrestrials and even colonize Mars? It sounds like science fiction, but it could well happen. If you'd like to explore the idea of a future that's completely out of this world and yet right at our fingertips, let's take a look at what's in store for us in the coming decade in terms of interstellar travel and our next discoveries. It's time to go to space and break the boundaries. SpaceX and NASA are reviving up their engines to blast us to Mars in the 2030s, demonstrating many of the requirements during the Artemis missions on the Moon. Other systems have been prepared for the journey to the red planet. It's time for mankind to say goodbye to terra firma and venture to Mars, the next frontier. The space adventurers heading for Mars will be making a journey of several million kilometers, 480 million to be precise, into outer space. Modern propulsion technology is essential easier to get there quickly and safely. Although it is too early to say what form of propulsion will be used. NASA knows that it must be use nuclear elements to reduce flight time. As a result, NASA is considering both nuclear electric and nuclear only propulsion. Both options involve nuclear fission, but the two differ markedly in that nuclear electric has a higher efficiency rate, with nuclear thermal provides more propulsion power. Whichever option is chosen, the reliance on nuclear engines will reduce the number of days that the crew will be out of the Earth zone. For example, today we estimate that a trip to Mars will take 9 months. NASA is currently studying, testing and building parts for the different rocket engine technologies in order to reduce the risk factors associated with the first cruise mission to Mars. When it comes to space exploration, did you know that the biggest rover ever sent to Mars was the size of a car? But if we want to send humans to explore Mars, we need a much bigger spacecraft, capable of supporting greater weights. Fortunately, new technologies have been developed for this purpose, such as the inflatable heat shield, which takes up much less space than a rigid shield and can help the spacecraft penetrate any planet with an atmosphere. For Mars, it will be designed to inflate and expand before entering the Martian atmosphere, so that it could reach the surface without any problems. A bit like a parachute, pretty cool, don't you think? To make sure the technology works, a prototype 6 meters in diameter will be tested to show that it can withstand the intense heat of entering Mars. So keep your eyes peeled. Astronauts are about to embark on the adventure of a lifetime, and they need a reliable spacecraft to take them on their journey. But that's not all. That's where NASA's incredible high-tech spacesuit comes in, the Exploration Extravehicular Mobility Unit, XEMU. Thanks to its innovative modular design, astronauts can wear this suit with the assurance of benefiting from top-of-the-range safety features. This means they can perform Earth-like movements and carry out projects that were not possible during the Apollo missions. In the future, NASA may even make further improvements to ensure that its astronauts are ready to face the hostile elements of Mars. They need the specialized technology to protect them from the excess carbon dioxide in the atmosphere and clothing to keep them warm in the Arctic winters and cool in the sweltering summers. We could call it space fashion. NASA is combining the first Martian house and the first rover to create an all-in-one mobile home. This incredible invention is exactly what astronauts need to make the long journey to the red planet. It can provide them with breathable air and serve as their home, On Earth, robotic tests have been carried out to give these rovers the ability to explore the lunar landscape. The recommendations of the astronauts will soon be on board the pressurized lunar rover, will make it the most advanced rover on Mars to date. Thanks to these enhancement capabilities, NASA's rovers will be ready to take on all the challenges of their daily lives on the Martian terrain. Equipped with everything astronauts need for weeks of exploration, this pressurized rover could well have the most comfortable seat in space. Artemis astronauts will be able to relax and drive with ease in their space vehicle that will one day take them back to Earth. When they came across something that interests them, they'll be able to put on their special suit and get out of the rover to study the Martian landscape and collect samples. Clearly a world apart. Heading to Mars and need a little extra juice? Not to worry. NASA has come up with a reliable, lightweight power source that will keep your gadgets powered up on the red planet. Whatever the weather and wherever you go, nuclear fission is a solution or technology that NASA has already tested and proven to be safe, efficient and plentiful enough for long-term missions. What's more, unlike solar energy, nuclear fission can withstand the day-night cycle and long-lasting Martian dust storms. First on the Moon, then on Mars. With this ubiquitous nuclear energy, it's like being in Fallout 4, when we will see powered armor. The Red Planet is a completely new world, and if you go there, you'll want to keep in touch with those on Earth. Luckily, NASA has a perfect plan. They're going to use lasers to do that. That's right, lasers. You'll be able to send huge amounts of data in real time, without delay or fuss. High-resolution images, videos, anything you want. What's more, you'll be able to send a postcard from Mars to Earth in just 9 weeks, almost 10 years faster than with current radio systems. And that's not all. Thanks to this laser technology, you'll be able to chat with astronauts to find out about their adventures on the Red Planet. That will be fascinating, a bit like a reality TV show. NASA recently demonstrated laser communications on the Moon. It now wants to test different scenarios and obstacles associated with low Earth orbit before using them for a real manned space flight. It will even be sending a transmitter into deep space to see what it can do. Like I said, we're getting closer to science fiction films, and Star Wars is only a few years away. If you want to go beyond what we know, you have to reach the ultimate speed, a speed that no one has ever reached before, the speed of light. As far as we know, we can't go any faster than 300,000 km per second. To reach that speed, we will need an infinite amount of energy. We would have to transform ourselves into pure energy, and that's it. But even then, it will take years to reach certain star systems and galaxies. Take GJ 1002b and GJ 1002c, for example. They are 16 light years from Earth. This means that we would age 16 years in the process. Great names such as Einstein and Nathan Rosen have experimented with the theories of relativity, in particular the Wheeler-Meinzer wormholes or the Einstein-Rosen bridges, which imagine getaways between two regions of space-time. We could take shortcuts through space-time, or even potentially between parallel universes. But if all this is true, it is highly unlikely that we will be able to emerge on the other side. In other words, watch out! Human exploration will be limited to the planets and moons of our solar system for the foreseeable future. The main reason for this is that we do not master the necessary speed. The transit time to other stars using known technologies exceeds the life expectancy of humans, and it will remain so even if futuristic forms of propulsion could be developed, or we could perfect the techniques of hibernation or suspended animation, and it will be all in the blink of an eye, for those, of course, who sleep. A few centuries later, what do we see? The heavens have opened up to us. Small robotic spacecraft, working in magical flotillas or exploring and mapping the entire solar system, planets, moons and asteroids, mining and manufacturing in space. We no longer need to transport all our materials from Earth. we have giant robotic factories equipped with oversized solar panels and massive computer networks, and of course, successors to the trusty Hubble telescope, with giant wafer-thin mirrors assembled in zero gravity to expand our view of stars, galaxies, and the infinity of the universe. But unfortunately, there is currently no colony in space where we could jump, not even near the wilds of Antarctica or the summit of Mount Everest. So imagine yourself on another planet. Thinking that space is the perfect solution to Earth's problems will be a dangerous mistake. There is still no proven planet B. So with all of that in mind, let's set off not for a few decades, or even a few centuries, but millennia away. If we manage to survive those millennia, we may dominate the galactic map and travel without a second thought. But for now, let's go to Mars.